Concrete bench. Successful workers stand out for their resourcefulness and creativity. They are able to create practical and useful things using a simple set of tools and materials at hand. For example, this man built a bench with his own hands, and now you'll find out how he did it. The supports were built with regular bricks. The master stacks them on top of each other and fixes them in place with cement mortar. A total of 10 bricks were used. Once the mortar is solidified, the resulting columns are coated with concrete on all sides. At this stage, the worker's goal is to hide the bricks. Steel bars are then used to connect the supports of the bench and the seat. They are inserted into the holes of the supports made previously with a drill. Finally, it's time to build the main part of the bench. As the concrete is liquid in its original state, a mold prepared beforehand is used. In this case, it was created with planks that were at hand. To make the bench stronger, a steel framework is also placed inside the mold. After it's filled with concrete and the concrete dries, the mold is removed and all the surfaces are treated to give them a smooth appearance. SAS blocks. When you can't be too inventive at work, ingenious workers prefer to choose unusual and interesting building materials. In this case, for example, special SAS concrete blocks were used for the construction. They're designed to speed up and facilitate the construction process. Each block has a tongue and a groove along the edge, allowing them to be interconnected. In this way, the blocks are simply stacked on top of each other. At the end, the structure is fixed with a small amount of concrete and a framework. The height of each block is 17.1 centimeters, which is optimal to build different constructions and structures. It should be noted that if you want to give the block a special size, the process is done quickly enough. All you need is a circular saw, a ruler, and a construction level. Vinyl floors. Although this material has been known in the construction world for a long time, in recent years it has been unjustly forgotten. Today, it's no surprise that workers around the world are increasingly opting for vinyl floors. Vinyl tiles are made of pressed polyvinyl chloride. The material has excellent performance characteristics. Here are some of them. Vinyl flooring is durable, its average life is 15 to 20 years. The material is abrasion resistant, and there are virtually no scratches on the surface. If the floor is damaged, it's very easy to fix too. Simply remove the damaged element and replace it with a new one. In addition, the material looks beautiful, and modern manufacturers produce a variety of colors and textures, so it will be easy to install in any interior. Finally, it's time to talk about how easy it is to install. You can see what we're talking about on the screen. The user can install a floor of this type on top of the old floor. In this case, the vinyl floor is placed on a stone floor. Each vinyl tile has a tongue and a groove as well. This feature allows you to quickly create a solid flat floor with no visible gaps or joints. Although PVC is a fairly flexible material, if you want to make a long cut, you have to use a circular saw. But if the cut is short, just do it with a knife and then gently break the board in the right place. Staircase coating. Once the staircase has been concreted, it may seem ready for use. However, this is not always true. Before the project is considered ready, the steps must be coated. In this case, with granite, the slabs will increase the strength and durability of the entire structure. Granite is a material resistant to humidity and temperature variations. And even if it's wet, it doesn't become slippery, which is important because falling from a staircase can be very dangerous. The amount of material required for each project is determined individually. Workers need to know the length of the staircase, the size of the step riser, and the size of the step. The work begins with the measurements. In addition, the workers select the type of stone and design the project. After that, the granite has to be cut down to the required size and taken to the site. The installation begins with the bottom step. First, the risers, i.e. the vertical parts of the stairs, are covered with the coating material. The slab is then laid on the horizontal side, i.e. on the step. Glue and sand concrete solution are used to join the staircase elements. Drive-sys driveway systems. And now we'll show you the installation of a patented 5-step driveway system. The builders have chosen an option that requires less money and labour. So the first stage, which determines the quality and lifespan of the future driveway, is the creation of a solid foundation. 2 layers of crushed stone are placed in a prepared pit. Each layer is approximately 75 mm thick. After each layer has been laid, the crushed stone is carefully compacted with special equipment. The second step is then laying the next layer, this time consisting of sand. After compaction, the ideal thickness of this layer should be 30 mm. In this case, the material is also placed in 2 layers. The sand coating must be aligned with a special hand tool. Finally, the laying of the blocks begins. It's important to make sure that the elements are in close contact with the base. If the blocks are too large to fit around the edges, cut off the extra part. Once the blocks have been installed, the vibrating machine is used again for tamping. The protective mat is used to prevent damage. The last step is filling the joints between the blocks. The material is distributed evenly over the surface using a brush. It's important to remove the excess material in time before the composition hardens. The manufacture of concrete tiles. Today's last video features brilliant builders who create building materials by hand. In this case, each tile is a small work of art, a handmade product in which time and effort was invested. These tiles are often used for floors and walls. The work requires care, precision, as well as a set of tools and equipment. The workers use a vibrating press, a mold into which the materials will be placed, as well as a brass mold with a pattern which will determine the appearance of the future tile. First, the expert works on the colours. The water is mixed with the dye, after which a small amount of cement is added to the mixture. Then the process of creating the tiles begins. The mold is placed on the table. The mold is then filled with different colours in a certain order. The upper part of it is filled with a mixture of cement and sand. The mold is then closed with the lid and sent to the vibrating press. The high pressure inside, about 2 tons, joins the layers of colour and cement. Now all that is left is removing the tiles from the mold and leaving them to rest for a few days before they become resistant. Hey, stop being lazy, it's time to use that brain of yours. Welcome to Brain Time. Incredible facts from the past, the present, and even the future. The power of nature and wild animals, amazing facts and unsolved mysteries. You'll find all this and much more here. Subscribe now, you won't regret it.